So I was on the M1, which is one of the worst motorways for it, in 4 lanes of traffic. I was in lane 2, and there's people driving slower than me in lane 4.
I mean,
just like literally, mate, in a complete world of their own. There's like a chain of 6 cars, all in lane 4, just sitting there.
Yes. I mean, you know what I mean?
I was fuming. I rang you up.
You do like about raging. Yeah. I said the problem is we can talk about this on the podcast, but then there will emerge some footage of me sitting in the F-Type at 60 miles an hour for 30 miles on the M1. I've definitely been at fault. I try as hard as I can. Like I like to think that I'm not a lane hogger, and if I ever see anyone even approaching my rear mirrors, illegally speeding or not, I'm like, I get out of the way. I try to be as courteous as possible. But there'll definitely be times when I haven't been paying attention and I've ended up sitting in that lane longer than I could have been. Yeah. I will freely put my hands up and admit that. But I see it far worse than what I'm doing, 1,000,000%, and I get aggravated by it. So therefore, I like to think that I'm not the worst offender.
I mean, we're very lucky in this country because we've got one of the safest road networks in the world, and the motorways as well. They are statistically the safest roads in the world.
Just bumpy.
But they are very safe. But the driving standards are, some of them, mate. And you know what? There's even actual cars that are actually worse offenders than other car makers. So the worst that I always see is Peugeot. If you've got a Peugeot, by the way, just don't drive, get the bus. Like, throw the car away, get the train or the bus or fly, do anything. Just don't get in your car. They're the worst drivers ever. The other ones, hybrid, Toyota, Uber drivers.
Oh, yes. No, but Uber drivers in general, just so far up their own bums. Just think they rule the road. They do whatever they like. And don't get me started on Uber drivers in central London. I actually think Range Rovers.
That was my third one.
Yeah, but often old Range Rovers.
Yeah. But do you know what that is? The Range Rover is for completely the different reason of the Uber driver and the Peugeot driver.
Yeah.
The Range Rover is, I'm in a Range Rover, I'm in a great big Jeep, and I am not moving.
Well,
I'm blocking the road.
I can tell you what my dad used to obviously have all those Range Rover Sports. Wasn't that at all, because he's not that mentality. But his was, I hate driving. I'm miserable. I've bought this very expensive car that I don't know if I even like, but it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
And if I just join the motorway and just get on into that fast lane, I don't have to do anything for 70 miles.
It just drive itself.
I can just sit here. Yeah, I'll put adaptive cruise control on. Radio 4. I don't have to pay attention.
Yeah, and I got to be here, but...
Yeah, I've got to be here. Yeah. There's nothing to do about it, but I'm not going to move lanes. Oh, that's exhausting. I think that's Range Rovers.
Yeah.
But, what can we do? We can sit here and moan and complain. We're not going to change anything. This is just... I see people complain about Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
We're lucky we get to go into mainland Europe and see how people really use their motorway network or their auto route network, and it makes sense. Overtaking, then get out of the way. And I say, I try my best, but... sometimes you just get caught in that train. That's the other thing which is hard, is let's say you get caught in that train of people going 60, 62 miles an hour, but you've then also got traffic in the middle lane. What are you supposed to do? Like aggressively cut in between non-stop? Because you then end up undertaking, which is also not permitted.
Yeah.
So it's the mess. It's a mess, but rant over.
I know there's one more little bit. There's another thing that really annoys me just as much as that. Lorries overtaking other lorries on 2 carriageways. So one's doing 55 and one's doing 56. Now, I understand I'm probably going to upset some lorry drivers, because I'm sure some of you are. But honestly, what does 1 mile... And actually, it's dangerous, by the way, because if there's an emergency vehicle trying to get past on one lorry's doing 55 and one lorry's doing 56, you're holding a queue of traffic up. There's nothing you can do about it. You've got to sit there. You either brake or come back in, which you obviously don't want to do, or you sit there and wait till you overtook, which takes 25 minutes because you're doing 1 mile an hour faster than the truck in front.
Tony.
It's infuriating.
If you were a lorry driver, would you not be launching every other lorry on the road?
No.
Yes. Shut up. I'm sorry, would be there maxing out RPMs and speed on your lorry. Get out of the way! I'm coming through.
Well, I wouldn't do it. It's just,
no.
It annoys me so much.
No, you are caught in a lie there, my friend. You would be launching everyone. I am not going to tackle lorry drivers like you on that one. That one, I will just, that's what it is.